The Great Mughals, 6 emperors, 180 years, one of the richest empires on earth. Were they great conquerors? Yeah. Great builders? Yep. But great rulers? Let's talk about that. Babur reigned 1526 to 1530. Babur became a king at the mere age of 12 when his father died feeding pigeons. Yep, pigeons. The roof collapsed. Babur spent the next 2 decades getting kicked out of every kingdom he tried to hold. He only got a break because another ruler, Ibrahim Lodi, was a brat and no one liked him. And also because he pulled out cannons, something nobody in India had faced in battle before. The sound alone panicked Lodi's war elephants. He turned and crushed their own army. He won. The empire it took 43 years to get, he got to rule for only 4. Humayun reigned 1530 to 1556. Humayun had one job, keep the empire. But while he was busy playing dress up with his court based on stars and astrology, a way better ruler, Sher Shah Suri, took everything from him. Humayun fled, 15 years in exile, and instead of regrouping, he was running after a 14-year-old. He was 34. He came back only because the Persians lent him an army. Recaptured Delhi. 6 months later, fell down his library stairs, dead. I mean, great taste in stars, but a terrible emperor. Akbar reigned 1556 to 1605. Out of all the 6 emperors, the most worthy of the title was one that got the throne when he was only 13. He abolished jizya, the tax non-Muslims had paid for generations. He married across religions, welcomed scholars of every faith to his court. He built an empire that genuinely functioned. And somewhere in between all that, he started his own religion, Din-e-Ilahi, with himself at the spiritual center. Very humble, I know. Oh, and that Jodha Akbar love story? The Bollywood one? Largely fictional. We don't even know if Jodha existed. Jahangir reigned 1605 to 1627. He inherited one of the most powerful empires in the world, and he spent his time as a ruler drinking 20 cups of wine a day. He wrote that in his own memoir, and he was also addicted to opium. Thankfully for the empire, he married a capable woman. His wife, Noor Jahan, issued royal orders in his name. She ran the empire, he painted birds. And honestly, good life, just the wrong job. Shah Jahan reigned 1628 to 1658, the man behind the 6th wonder of the world. He built it in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz, who died giving birth to his 14th child. Yeah, you heard it right. 14th. He spent his entire reign making monuments instead of governing. The Taj, the Red Fort, the Peacock Throne, a third of the treasury gone. His own son, Aurangzeb, overthrew him, locked him in Agra Fort, 8 years, looking at the Taj Mahal from his prison window. Romantic or tragic? Probably both. Aurangzeb reigned 1658 to 1707. He spent 49 years on the throne, destroying what the others previous to him had built. He reimposed the jizya, banned music, destroyed temples, fought a 27-year-old war in the Deccan he never won. He died in the same war, alone and burdened by remorse. His death marked the end of the Great Mughals. The empire collapsed within a generation. 60 more Mughals after him, but no one left an impact. So were they great rulers? Debatable. But we can't argue that they established a lasting legacy of art, architecture, and administration. And that they had interesting stories. And I will be diving deeper into each of theirs in their respective videos, starting with Babur.